It's always the people that you're not supposed to be worrying about being the people that you need to worry about. Today we're talking about OliverKneeHouse, a liberal political TikToker who was the face of liberal logic. He would go on Omegle and he would absolutely destroy people in debates that he himself forced upon people. He is the king of having no life, sitting on Omegle and just arguing politics all day, as if that's going to do the world any good. Well, unfortunately, like Joe Rogan and Calvin Brandel, some other liberal political TikTokers, he was exposed for exposing himself. He exposed himself on FaceTime to a underage girl without her consent. No matter what he says, no matter how long he tries to refute it, what he is saying is not true at all. He actually debunks his own arguments in his apology videos about what he did, but he whipped out his pee-pee to a little girl on FaceTime, and now he's made a comeback on TikTok. This was a affair that happened months before I even started YouTube, but he's now decided to come back. I left a comment on his TikTok saying, "We aren't going to forget what you did to that girl." My comment was deleted, and I was blocked. Most of his comments are extremely filtered. If you leave a comment related to this situation, you will be blocked by him, and your comment will be deleted. He is ashamed that he has done this, and we should continue to make him feel ashamed for what he did to this little girl. Now I'm going to let Oliver explain what he did.
Hey, so let's talk. I want to make it very clear that I was never planning on leaving this situation entirely. I just needed to take a break for my own mental health. But it's definitely time to address the situation. My only request is that you watch this whole video before commenting. The main allegation you've probably heard is that I exposed myself to an underage girl without her consent. Now, it is indeed true that I exposed myself to a 15-year-old girl over FaceTime when I was 17, but to suggest that it was without consent is just not true. I'm going to walk through this entire situation to give you the necessary context. But I also request that you read the document in my bio in its entirety for more context. This describes that situation and much more. So let's walk through that night, and everything I'm going to say is in that document. So this was in August of 2020. I had been on political TikTok for a few months, and I was in a group FaceTime call with a few political TikTokers. And there was a 15-year-old. Her name was Megan. I had barely any previous contact with her. I had never really talked with her at length. So this was really my first real interaction with her. And her friend, who was 16, were talking about some of their sexual fantasies and all of the political TikTokers they had sent nude photos to. I wasn't engaging in the conversation, but as it continued, I Snapchatted Megan and said, "Hey, do you send pics?" And she responded with a topless photo of herself saying, "Yeah, smiley face." So I was a bit shocked because she was incredibly open about the entire thing. So I responded back with a picture of my face, and then she responded back with a topless photo. To which I responded with a picture of my face, and then she responded with a topless photo again. And this cycle of her sending topless photos without me even asking and me sending back pictures of my face occurred probably 15 or 20 times. So then I send a nude photo to her. And she says, "That should be down my throat." I'm a little stunned by this, so I say some snarky remark like, "I don't know if it'll fit." To which she responds with, "Come to Vermont, we will try." So I'm just shocked in general. I think that there's no way that this girl could be made uncomfortable by things that are sexual in nature. Or if she was, she would tell me because she's been so forward about this. So then 5 to 10 minutes later, I hop on a FaceTime call with her and her friend who's 16, who had also been sending me pictures, and I expose myself. So when I add that necessary context, I don't see how it's non-consensual.
Because consent is saying yes. Now, what you were trying to... By the way, why were you exposing yourself with our friend there? Did her friend, who was 16, ask you to expose yourself to her? Because you did that to her. And then you exposed herself without you asking her, "Hey, is it okay if I whip out my PP on FaceTime?" And her saying, "Hey, whip out your PP on FaceTime." You just whipped it out. You just whipped that whippersnipper on out there. Can you not see how that is not consent? Now, you might have thought it was consent in your head because you had already been Snapchatting her, but under your logic, let's just say that I've been texting a girl sexually, and then I'm with her in real life, and I just assume that she wants to have sex, so I just start having sex with her without her saying yes, without her giving me any type of consent at all. I just go at it. You're telling me that that's consent? No. So I don't really see how you're seeing this as consent, but you know what? Carry on, I guess.
We were just a bunch of teenagers sexting. If a girl sends you about 20 topless photos and then says that she wants your dick down her throat and that you should come to her home state to have sex with her, and then you show her your dick,
with her friend there,
do you really think that's non-consensual? And apparently they were made uncomfortable by this. And to that, I'm sorry that I made you uncomfortable. But you never told me you were uncomfortable. I didn't know until days later. Now, I'm not trying to say what I did was a good thing. Sexting in general is just bad. So to anyone out there who's watching this, don't do it. It's not a smart idea or a good idea to ever send nude photos to people on the internet you've never met. I ask that you read the document in my bio as it goes into detail about this situation as well as others. But I felt this one was the most pertinent to address. Take care, everyone. Hey.
So, that was his video responding to everything. I think the big issue there was that he was just saying, well, it was okay that I whipped out my D with a girl and her friend while I was on FaceTime because she was making sexual advances towards me, so why not whip it out? I don't think that's very sound logic. I don't think that holds up with other sexual escapades, and I think it's pretty inappropriate and immature. Now, I guess you are 17, so you are very immature, but when you take this moral high horse that you do in every single one of your videos, even the recent videos that you've been uploading, you act like you are the smartest, most mature guy alive, and I just don't think you deserve to be acting that way when you so obviously don't understand or grasp something as simple as consent. It's very sad. Now, your Google Doc, this novel, is very long, 4 pages long. But in short, you want to address some rumors. However, something you may have heard is that I made an R-word joke. And unfortunately, I'm ashamed to say this is true. I was in a group chat with a bunch of people, including someone at the time who was my close friend. She had talked to me about how she had been sexually assaulted before, and she was very open about it. The group occurred in my Instagram group chat where she had been teasing me, saying I was too much of a nice guy and a simp, and I needed, to which I replied, "You got R-word and cried about it. What a pussy." Now, this was incredibly out of character for me. Well, you said it, so, your character and what you say, they tend to go hand in hand. So that's something else that you were accused of, other than whipping your PP out on FaceTime. Okay. You were involved with a girl named Sophia. She was 19. She was associated with the classical liberal hype house. She was probably the person which you were seriously involved with. She was incredibly smart and enjoyable to talk to. Oh gosh. Okay, so there was one instance in particular, I remember her vividly, when I asked her if she wanted to remove her top on FaceTime, to which she responded, "Do you want me to remove my top?" To which I responded, "Only if you want to." She responded, "That wasn't the question. Do you want me to remove my top?" And I responded with, "Well, yeah, I would." And then she removed her top and said something I will never forget. She said, "You see, Oliver, sometimes you have to advocate for what you want and not always care so much about others." She was conditioning me to disregard the wishes of others and focus on what I want. So we would continue experimenting in that process, I tried to use the fear she had of spiders in a sexual way. However, I wanted to clear up misconceptions. I had never used that in a way to get her to send me pictures, but rather just as an added part of the sexual fantasy, and that is what made her uncomfortable. I acknowledged that I crossed a line. How the heck did you tie spiders? You know what? I'm not even gonna bother with that one. I don't even want to ask how you tied spiders to someone's sexual fantasy, but you know what? Whatever. Okay. So, and this is what you talked about before. You made another girl uncomfortable called Megan. So, multiple instances in which you've made women uncomfortable. And then you even blamed that you made people uncomfortable on, who was the girl? Sophia. You blamed that you were being conditioned by Sophia to not care about other people. What was the wording you hear? Conditioning me to disregard the wishes of others and to focus on what I want. Make no mistake, it wasn't Sophia that conditioned you to disregard others. You made the decision yourself to disregard others. So yeah, you've made the comeback on TikTok a few days ago. You're already back arguing with people on Omegle. You know what? I'm glad you're enjoying it, I suppose.
Tell me.
Can a man be a woman at the same time?
No,
Can a
can he
man be both a
Can a
man and a
man
woman?
switch to a woman?
Sure, yeah.
With words?
Wait, yes, because the only thing that defines a woman societally is what we
How
construct to be a
can, how
woman.
can
Anyways, enough of that crap. So yeah, you've made the comeback. Good for you, Oliver. However, I don't think it's very fair of you to be deleting comments holding you accountable for what you did. Neither do I think it's fair for you to, like I said, take this moral high road and act like you're better than everybody else once again, when in fact you are a pretty disgusting person. You can have your platform, go ahead and have it, but you censoring stuff, you disregarding what people are saying, and you acting like you're better than everybody else, to each their own, I guess. Maybe the members of the classical liberal hype house act like that. I don't know. But, you know what? You can have it. But you're pretty creepy towards girls. I do hope this taught you a lesson. I hope that you stop sending pee-pee pics and whipping it out without people asking on FaceTime, while their 16-year-old friend is also there. I don't know. Apparently you think that's implied consent, though, so up to you. Up to you. If you want to believe that, it's up to you. I'm pretty disappointed with you, though. You know, I knew you were an idiot. I didn't think you were stupid. Anyways, thank you for watching. Oliver, if you're watching this, if you ever want to talk to me and unblock me sometime, maybe we can talk this out. Let's do it, but I know you're not going to. Probably because I'm not a girl who you can show your pee-pee to. Anyways, I will see you guys in a bit. Thanks for watching. If you're interacting with this guy, all I'm asking you is to be safe. If you're interacting with any guy, girls, guys, be safe, okay? Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed already. Comment, and I'll see you guys on the flippity flip. Peace out.